Introduction. Singaporeans love to travel, so in order for people to travel with a peace of mind, it is important that people should buy a travel insurance that is comprehensive enough. And as you all know, there is an abundance of travel insurance available, such as NTUC Income, Chartis, MSIG, and OCBC. However, many people, they choose to pick the cheapest plan or none at all. And sometimes when it comes to claiming for like certain things, like maybe their plane was delayed and they try to claim for it, then they realize they can't claim. So there's actually a lot of details involved, and it is important for you to assess the risks that you are likely to experience and buy a plan that adequately covers all these risks. So today, I would like to talk about 4 main risks that you will probably face when you travel overseas. The first one is baggage loss and robbery. The second one is trip delay and cancellation. Third is medical expenses. And fourth is unforeseen circumstances. So firstly, baggage loss. Most people lose... what are you here for?
Postmaster, right?
SR3.
Okay.
So first of all, baggage loss. Most people, one of the main places where you lose your baggage is during transit flights. And when you lose your baggage during transit flights, often when you try to claim for the loss, it is difficult to quantify every item that you have. And sometimes the insurance company will charge you depreciation for the electronic items such as laptops. So for example, if your laptop is, you cannot prove that your laptop is bought recently, right? They will charge you depreciation. So you cannot get back the entire amount. So the tip here is that you should bring your valuables onto the plane as hand carry luggage. And secondly, many travelers also lose their baggage on train rides, especially at night. So when you are taking train rides at night, you should have safety precautions taken, even though the insurance covers for it. And if you are traveling in groups, you should fasten your bags together and keep your valuables nearby. And this brings us to robbery. And as you all know, not every country is as safe as Singapore. So some precautions that you should take to reduce this risk is avoid getting too drunk, do not go out at night, avoid bringing too much cash, because when you claim for cash losses, the insurance companies have a very low limit, such as like maybe $100 or something. So even if you claim that you lose a lot of money, you are not going to get back that amount of money. However, if you lose your credit card, all you need to pay is $50, and any excess will be able to claim back. And you can call your credit card company to cancel the line. So it is safer to use credit card when you're overseas. And the next point is trip delay and cancellation. So for trip delay and cancellation, insurance protects against things like the flight being postponed or cancelled, or your airline going bankrupt, or maybe you falling sick or injured, or not you passing away, like your family member passing away. So if you buy insurance, it is actually good value for budget airlines, because budget airlines, when you buy insurance, it's the same whether you take budget airlines or you take normal airlines. However, budget airlines, as you know, they frequently get cancelled and postponed. So it is better value for budget airlines. And if you want to do more research on it, there's this website called www.flightstats.com. It sort of tells you the average delay of your flight every, as in it contains statistics on your flight delay. So you might want to know it before you fly off. And the third biggest risk is medical expenses. And as you all know, this can be expensive in developed countries. However, I'd like to point out a more important thing is it can be even more important for developing countries, especially those with poor transportation and medical facilities, and if they don't speak English. When you're in this sort of situations, right? Let's say you suddenly get injured when you're overseas and you cannot speak with anyone, and the transportation is poor, and there's no hospital nearby. What you need is something called a medevac, which which is like this professional team that will come down ASAP and like whisk you off to the nearest hospital. And this sort of thing can cost tens of thousands of dollars. So basically when you buy insurance, right, it covers you for medical expenses and hospitalization costs, up to a certain limit, of course. So you have to find out how much each insurance covers. And you have to take note that travel insurance, they have this caveat. They say that they will not cover pre-existing medical conditions. So if you have asthma, they won't pay you if you have like an asthma attack. And if you participate in high-risk activities such as mountain climbing or skiing, make sure that you buy adequate protection against it. And the last major risk is unforeseen circumstances, such as if the nuclear reactor explodes in Japan. So here's a case study. That, for example, like when there were riots. Hello, what are you here for? SR3.
SR3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay, for example, the riots in Thailand that led to the closure of the airport. Some people tried to claim this in their insurance when they couldn't go to Thailand. However, apparently some insurance don't cover it. So one possible risk treatment is to avoid going to unstable countries such as Thailand. However, we all know that this is not always possible. So it is important to like choose where you go, and if it's not a good place, then maybe you shouldn't go. And the other unforeseen circumstances that is important is terrorist attacks. Terrorist attacks, it comprises of three things. Firstly is the threat, and then the vulnerability and the consequences. If you know these three components, it will help you increase your awareness during the travel, so that you can be vigilant and make sure that you know how to protect yourself during any emergency situation when you're overseas. This is an example of a comparison between the different travel insurance packages, and it's not very updated. It's as of September 2010, but you can create your own chart when you're going overseas, let's say this year. Then you can compare which is actually the best one. This is just a guide for you. As you can see, they recommend like Europe you should get this one, this standard thingy, and then the AXA is good for Asia. Yeah. So to conclude, the risk of travel is numerous and they can occur when you least expect it. So over here, we recommend that if you are going to somewhere very far, such as Europe or US, then you should buy travel insurance, comprehensive travel insurance, not just the cheapest one, as it will take care of all your needs. And when you buy an insurance package, you must make sure that it best covers the most possible risks that you can come up with, that you can face overseas. Yeah, that's all. Thank you. Yeah. Any questions?